10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the truth about beer.
All the crap that we're interested in.
I'm Keith Davidson.
I'm Papa Joey Stade.
I'm Tim Rice.
Searching for
the truth. Exploring the unexplained. Investigating the paranormal. Subscribe now.
Hit the alert button.
Hit the alert button so you don't miss an episode. Welcome to the truth
About beer.
and
You ever feel like you've done something before or been somewhere before? Usually you shrug it off, but it could be deja vu. Deja vu is the feeling that one has lived through the present situation before. This is a French phrase that translates literally as already seen. Although some interpret deja vu in a paranormal context, mainstream scientific approaches reject the explanation of deja vu as precognition or prophecy. Have you ever experienced deja vu? And what do you believe it is?
Can I give you just a major kudos on like your production value? Holy crap!
Well, thanks, there,
Jack.
Jack.
That was wonderful.
All right.
Entertaining.
Well, welcome everybody.
Hello, everybody.
I forgot I got to look up.
You gotta look
have
up.
to.
Oh yeah, look up.
More engaging.
Look up.
You can't see us, can you?
Well, if I look up, I can. I got to look
Right,
over. So
okay.
yeah, kind of weird. But hey, welcome everybody.
Yeah. Welcome to the Truth About Beer. Happy Unexplained Hour, or oh, can you bring that up just a little
I
bit?
could. I can do that. Here, let's do that again.
Okay, that's better.
There we
Yeah.
go. Now we hear it.
All right,
26.
26.
Yeah, 26.
It is number 26.
Yep.
Sweet.
Very exciting.
Deja vu. That seems. I think I've heard that before.
I've been here before.
What?
Seems so
Hey.
familiar to me.
I'm going to welcome to my left fellow musician and our guest co-host tonight. This is Mr. Jack Gill,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
and he was on episode 2, and he was on our Halloween one.
Yes.
He sat with us on that.
Yes,
so
that
that was a lot
two
of fun.
two, I believe.
And so our guru of the suds was not able to make it tonight. So with the magic of video
Technology.
and technology, we pre-recorded it.
Yay.
So why don't we go to that there
I just
video?
want to say hi to some people first. We got Mike the Naked on right now. We got
Oh, yes.
Michelle, BS Designs. Got Wendy's on.
I remember Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
And Lindsay's on. So hey guys, thanks for joining us. All right, this is the first time we're doing this, so give me a minute here. I'm going to remove myself, remove you guys, and we'll roll our awesome footage.
Footage.
You know him, you love him. Mr. Jeff Stay.
Hello, fellas. Cheers.
Cheers.
I was out running errands. It's about 35 degrees in Salt Lake right now.
Oof.
My office where I'm at right now is in our unfinished basement. So it's a little chilly. So excuse the excessive outerwear. There's a reason for it.
Gotta stay warm.
Exactly. And this will warm me up, I'm sure. A nice cold
All
beer.
right.
Get some alcohol in me. But yeah, so we are going to have a little deja vu and revisit one that you fellas have already reviewed, but I have not. The Rogue Dead Guy Ale. Probably the most iconic beer from Rogue, I would say. Your guys' opinion, do you agree?
Yeah.
When I think of Rogue, I think of, and I think it really is one of their first ones. It's got to be like their flagship beer, because Rogue started in about 88, and I want to say like this even came out in like 89. So
Really?
it's yeah, I think it was one of the first beers that they really did. But yeah, we'll talk more about Rogue and about the beer. Let's go ahead and crack beers and get some drinking.
Did you get some special ones in your box? Or did you just buy a?
I just bought a single one from because I was buying a bunch of different kind of beers. But yeah, are those the white cans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep. That's cool.
You want a white or a black?
That doesn't matter. As long as the beer's the same inside.
That's like I was telling you guys on my market.
Yeah,
the only good thing. Oh, sorry, I'm cutting you off.
No, you're good.
It's all right.
It's the one good thing about Utah liquor stores is you can buy a single beer. You can, so I can like just pick and choose and make my own 6-pack, 7-pack, whatever. It's any quantity, any beer. It's fantastic.
That's
Sometimes
awesome.
it feels weird because the Griswolds that we'll do in a little bit. That was a like perfectly enclosed box, like no one had touched it, and I'm there without a box cutter. I'm like trying to rip the tape off with my finger and just shredding this box open just so I could pull out a few beers, and no one cares. They're cool with it. So, but anyway,
Mm-hmm.
all right, let's see what this bad boy looks like. Beautiful color.
Oh yeah.
That reminds me of the look of like a Sam Adams.
Yep.
That same classic look to it.
It is pretty.
I've had this before, obviously, but I just haven't had it in a long time.
I'm actually getting better at pouring. He's got a better head than I do, but still, I'm getting better.
Yeah, I suck at putting that on this one.
I always give a fat head to my beers, but this glass in particular really creates a fat head, which I don't mind. I actually kind of like that, but it dies down quick enough. But yeah, that's a great beer. So the main thing with this one, it's a Maibach style beer. So you're getting, it's kind of a classic German style. You're just going to get a lot of maltiness out of it. So yeah, being a beer that honestly, it's been a number of years since I've drank this. It'll be kind of fun to taste it for the first time all over again. So anyway, cheers.
Cheers. Deja vu.
Deja vu. Yeah.
Man, a lot going on, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a lot of maltiness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that hits you.
And this is one we tried in the bottle and in the can, right? And we both agreed that the can tasted better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's delicious.
I think it was less bitter.
Yeah, the bottle was
more bitter.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's I wonder, because that's what they say. The bottle, I mean, it's not completely airtight like a can. So maybe just a little bit of air sneaking into that bottle is kind of, I don't know, oxidizing the beer or something, ruining it a little bit. But yeah, that's delicious. So a couple cool things with Rogue, though, and specifically with the Dead Guy Ale. They have a proprietary yeast that they use for their beers called a Pac-Man yeast, which is kind of cool. And you can buy it. Even home brewers can buy the Pac-Man yeast. But just how it ferments and the type of flavor profile is really what makes it unique and why they made it a proprietary yeast for what they do. But the other thing I found really interesting with Rogue in general is it was actually started by 3 former Nike executives. It just seems so strange. These Nike execs started a brewery back in '88 in Oregon. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool. So they manufacture the Pac-Man yeast, or they get it from somebody?
I don't know how it came about. I'm not sure, and so yeah, because I mean, yeast obviously like has to start from somewhere, and then you're basically just going off of that same culture. So I would assume they own the Pac-Man yeast, but I was seeing it online that you can buy the Pac-Man yeast, and it wasn't branded as like rogue yeast.
Right.
So I don't know how it works. It had kind of its own branding that you wouldn't even know that Rogue had anything to do with it. But apparently it's proprietary to them, so they must get a cut anytime someone uses that Pac-Man yeast. So I'd have to imagine there's several yeast manufacturers, yeast distributors that have it, but are probably given a cut to Rogue each time.
Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, this is really good. I was a little worried, honestly, because as I've been drinking more and more beer over the years, I'm finding toffee is one flavor I don't like in beer. Kind of the toffee, kind of the maple. Some of them go a little too heavy. And so this one, their flavor profile on the back shows it pretty heavy toffee, but I don't mind that at all.
Right.
And I think maybe it's because it even says on the can, the sweetness is balanced by the liberal use of bittering hops.
Mhm.
So it means there's enough of those hops to kind of pull back on that. Because it doesn't taste like I'm drinking maple syrup. Some of them just have way too much of that.
Does it have an IBU rating on it? It's got to, I would think.
It's only 40. Yeah, really low IBUs.
Yeah, that's not bad.
6.8% ABV.
Yeah, we remember that. You remember the story behind this, right? With us?
I don't think so.
So we used this beer for our zombie episode, which is great.
Yeah.
And we had the big bottle, and then we had the cans, and we got Drew recording the whole episode, and we realized we forgot to hit the record on the audio.
Oh, yes. I do remember that.
So we had to go back and re-record the whole episode again.
Oh, man.
And we drank some more too.
So 12% later, we had an interesting episode.
That's funny. Hey, that even plays into the deja vu. Yeah, the
It
deja
does.
vu of an episode, not even realizing
Yeah.
this was
Yep.
going to be a deja vu.
Yep.
That's cool.
That actually is probably one of the better organic view episodes that we have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Nice.
I guess it pays to be a little toasty.
Yeah. We'll get some people to watch it. We were, I checked it last night and it was at $11.99.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Right on.
Yeah.
Just needs one more view. And maybe you got it today. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
You'll notice a lot of their cans will tell you what kind of food that it pairs well with.
Mhm.
And that's because it's one thing that they're really big into is that all of their beers are brewed to be eaten or drank
Oh, Frank.
drink with food.
Consumed.
Consumed. Thank you. Thanks for the save. The black one on the back says this pairs with grilled asparagus, barbecue ribs, and pecan pie.
Let's see. What's the brew date?
Mine was canned September 5th.
August 1st.
And then they have a wanna chat? Text us.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
Nice.
We'll give you
Look
a
at
text number.
So yours is fresher than ours this time.
Yeah, that means the contest is over, probably.
Yeah. Oh, got my daughter turning my lights off.
All right. Oh, that's kind of a good look.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like, wow, you're slipping on into
Got
darkness.
an extra one here. Can extra little spotlight. Turning off the lights, babe. So I gotta tell you,
Eddie, y'all done now.
yeah, she's ready to play.
So
Kind of funny story about being a beer snob. So, like we've talked about, favorite way to drink beer is in a can poured into a glass. Although Joey was just recently talking about that can opener and how it actually was a better taste there. But anyway, I was just chatting with a buddy earlier today, right before I was talking with you guys, and he just got a really nice double hazy IPA out of Alabama. And he cracked the can and he's drinking it straight from the can. He's just talking about how amazing it is. I was like genuinely getting a little bit of anxiety watching him drink it straight from the can. Like talking about how
Better.
yeah, like this is so weird that like, because I don't care, like whatever, do your thing. But like he just kept going on about how amazing it was, and I was like, will you please freaking pour that in a glass? Like you are killing me, man. Unfortunately, he did. He poured it into a glass, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're not kidding!" Like it was so cloudy, and all the unfiltered like yeast and from the oats and things that they do with those hazy beers totally like changed his perception of the beer. He's like, "All right, you're right. That is even better beer now." But yeah, I just thought it was funny. Like I couldn't believe that I genuinely like felt a little anxiety watching him drink from the can.
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
We would have never thought of the glass being so important until we did this podcast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
that's
you-
what good talking about because it's you get especially like with a really nice IPA or especially the unfiltered ones, of course, because it's unfiltered. Like you're stirring up the beer in a
right.
good way, and then even like unlocking some of the CO2 as you pour it, you're getting that nice head on it. Because as much as I love the can opener thing, and I use that more often than not now, honestly, because it's just so convenient. But if it's a really good unfiltered, specifically, I'll still pour the beer.
Mhm.
It just is better that way to me. But yeah, other than these
So
are
did you try
fantastic
a
either way.
taste test between the two?
What's that?
Between just drinking it out of the can and the glass. Did you try that?
Oh,
The side by side?
I haven't yet. No, I need to. We even just barely talked about that.
Yeah.
I just actually bought some new IPAs too that are really good. They're kind of unique. I can't even remember what they're called. No, it is. They're called Sofa King Sunny. Kind of funny name.
All right.
You got to say it very slow, or you're gonna be
Yeah.
Sofa.
offending some people. But yeah, Sofa King Sunny out of Boise, Idaho is the brewery. I can't remember the name of the brewery, but anyway, it would be one because I've been drinking it straight out of the can with that opener.
Mm.
I need to do that and pour some in a glass too, and test out your
Yeah,
theory.
I'm really anxious
Because
to
I
hear
think
what
you could be onto something.
Yeah.
I have to get me I'm gonna have to go for the expensive one like you got. Mine won't work anymore. I bought the
Oh,
cheapest
really?
one. Yeah.
All right.
And it just won't even cut the can now. So
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
shoot.
yeah, so I'm bummed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
Every
get
once in a while, mine will hit a tough can to cut, but for the most part, it does pretty good.
I go, Mom has hunting for me.
Okay, awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need, or I like we said, I mean, we really just need to do it on the show. Let's just pick a
Mhm.
beer, and it doesn't even
Okay.
matter what beer it is. Let's just do it, and we'll have
Right.
some in the glass, some in the can, and just see. And then to your point, what was it? Pour it from the can to the glass, back in the can.
Well, for three different ones, we'd have one that's in a bottle, which we would pour into a can. So
Oh,
you'd
yes,
have to have
yes.
two can.
Mhm.
You need two empty cans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to pour the bottle into the can, then you're going to pour a can into a can, and then you're going to open a can and
All right.
leave it.
Open a can of whoop ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we should try that. That'd be fun. And what
That
a
would-
shame we have to drink 2 beers ahead of time to have 2
Oh,
empty
that's
cans.
terrible.
That would
That's
suck.
terrible.
I don't know if we could do that.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, we'll definitely have to try that out.
That would be cool. We need to do some more wine taste tests and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
a
like
lot of
to.
fun doing that.
It really is.
Yeah. The one that I
It's-
still want to try, and maybe we should have done it with the episode, but I can't remember if I've mentioned to you guys. No, I have. I totally, it was a while back because I remember Tim commenting about it as well. But Stella and Mickey's, how I've heard that they
Mm.
taste similar, which seems so weird to me that those two would be similar. But we just did Stella, so we'll put that off for a while. But that's one
Which,
that's
by
always
the way, we didn't get a chance to tell you that night, but that's Stella cider. Oh my
Oh, yeah.
God, delicious.
So what
Mhm.
did you like better, the Stella cider or the
I like
Magnums? Yeah,
Stella.
nice. I remember. I love that Stella cider, but again, it's once a year that I drink it. It's so funny. We have these beers that we just love. And I should say I don't ever buy them. There's just too many beers to choose from.
Well, I think everything has its own properties and its own place, like, I mean, because the first cider that we did,
Magners.
yeah, I mean, it was delicious,
Mhm.
but then and it may just be because the Stella cider was maybe a little more sweeter.
Okay.
Than it was, so it was like, oh, this is different. So it's like, oh, this is really
Yeah.
good. But
And that's I couldn't remember if the Stella was sweeter or drier. So it's sweeter.
yeah, it was just a little bit sweeter.
Well, that's why I made the comment on the first one. I said it's more like a champagne. So I think, like
Yeah.
you said, they have their own property. They're
Mhm.
to me, they're two separate drinks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't compare them side by side because they're totally different.
Mhm.
But the first one was really good, though.
Yeah.
Magners,
No,
it was really good.
Interesting. Yeah.
But-
Now I'm sure I'm going to end up buying some Stella cider this weekend now. 'Cause I do.
Have you
I
had-
did remember. I was
Have you
loving
tried it?
Yeah. We, for probably the past 5 or 6 years, that's like our Christmas go-to. We always have Stella cider, like Christmas week, kind of what we'll drink there. But yeah, it's delicious. I love it. And really, like I had mentioned on the previous show, if you ever find yourself in Denver, you really got to go to the brewery called Stem, like an apple stem, if you think of it that way. But it's just a cider brewery, and man, their ciders are amazing. You go get a flight of cider. It's just so cool what you can do with cider and the different flavor profiles you can get out of it, especially from aging it in different barrels.
Yeah.
One thing I know you can do with any cider is put in a shot of Fireball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the Angry Orchard.
Angry
Fireball.
Orchard.
Call it
Yeah.
Angry Balls.
That's awesome.
That's a good one.
Oh, never mind.
You want to know what's sad?
What's that?
I knew where you were going to. It's just like, no, not going.
I just heard that one.
We got to keep it PG.
We've gone over the line sometimes. We try to keep it clean.
That's funny.
Cool. Well, I guess I better go give my daughter some attention. So,
Yes.
what a shame. Have to play dad for the rest of the day, you know.
Darn.
Exactly.
It's a lot of work.
She's a
with
cutie. It is a lot of work. So absolutely. Especially when they're 4 years old.
Yep.
But yeah, so anyway, cool. Well, thank you guys. And yeah,
Well,
I'm
thank
glad
you.
we did this. This is
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah. Thank you as always.
Of course. Well, you have a good rest of your show.
You do the same.
Right.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Talk to you
Take
later.
care. Right.
Bye.
Cheers. Well, yeah. Thanks, Jeff.
Nice.
That was awesome. Wow. All of a sudden, Keith changed it into Jack.
I'm almost done.
That's amazing. That was really like magic there. You just morphed right from Keith into Jack. And so I just made a big note here for Keith in the control room
C-sharp.
to make sure we let Jeff know not to use a green light next time we pre-record something.
Yeah. That was kind of cool though. It was
Yeah.
kind of creepy at one point.
Yeah, when his
Ghost
daughter Bree
daughter.
came in, it looked kind of spooky.
She looks spooky.
It was kind of cool. Wow. So I still enjoy this Dead Guy L. I've been enjoying it since whenever we recorded that. Jeff.
Plus, the can's freaking sweet.
Yeah, the can is cool.
It is a sweet can.
Not sure what's on his head, but I like
Yes. And if you're just joining us and you didn't get the
it. Update.
introduction, good buddy and fellow musician, Mr. Jack Gill, is joining us tonight as a guest co-host.
Oh yeah,
He has lots to say.
usually do.
So you got to listen.
Very important things. Very
Gotta
important.
listen.
Ah,
I'm gonna need a water.
Oh, that's one thing we don't
I'm
have.
not fin- no, no. Yeah, no water here.
Sweet.
So should we get on it?
Let's
Yeah,
get
we
on
should-
it.
Let's get on
talk
it.
about.
So, while we were doing the break, or well, we took a break while we were running the video. So I did show Jack Kelly's video on what she caught.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And-
Holy crap! Like I'm a skeptic, full on, especially when it's something you see on TV. But that's just not cool.
That was real.
That's just it's just like no. If I saw that and I didn't know you guys and you guys know her, I would just be like, well, yeah, okay, whatever.
Right.
Nice special effects there, people. It's just way too real looking.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's not cool. But this is the fun part about it. Is it's like there's no answers.
No, there isn't, and that's why we do it.
Why didn't you
know?
follow it? That's cool. I mean, I love it that you guys enjoy. I mean, it makes you not masochistic completely, but slightly. I mean, see how this
Well,
is.
it's because we are skeptics, and
Yes.
so and all of a sudden, magically, water
Yes.
appears.
See, I knew it. I knew it.
Must have been Lindsay.
Oh yeah, I just made that appear.
That is magic. And you know what? It was kind of like deja vu. I think I saw that happen before.
Nice. Segue.
Okay, that's right. Need to drink.
Nailed it.
So speaking of which, I know it's hard to believe. Everybody calm down, but we finally put out an episode.
I know. I saw that. I was super stoked. I'm like, look at these guys.
Wow.
They did it.
So if you want to check out some really cool footage that we got and some good evidence, go check it out. It's pretty cool.
The Doña Ana courthouse and jail.
Yep.
County courthouse and jail.
County courthouse.
Shazam.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Episode 213.
Is that the one with the big boom?
Yeah, the big
Yeah.
boom. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That was
Yeah.
pretty
There were a
freaking
lot
cool.
more booms than that. So we had that the parabolic running the whole time up there. So I've got like 2 hours of
That's
recording
crazy.
on it, and that door slams probably.
4 times, right? I think it was like 3 or 4 times.
Well, when we were up there, but I think I caught another 3 or 4 when we weren't up there.
It's nuts.
You know, so it was still kind of going crazy. It was an active place. So check it out, please.
Yeah, it was very cool. A lot of fun.
It was fun.
Hell yeah.
So let's bring on our guests.
Let's do it. We're talking Deja Vu.
I remember these guys.
Hi.
We
What's going
have
on, guys?
Amanda and Mike from Super Horror Show, which I loved your first day of Creepmas that you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm looking forward to the rest of them.
Very cool.
Big time. And so
He's not drinking a beer.
No, not tonight. No.
it's a work night.
We're on the clock. We don't drink beer.
But this is a busy guy. He puts out a lot of videos, and when you do animation,
I tell you,
it takes a lot.
just whether
to
it's
do one,
animation or
so-
whether it's just the regular video cutting and editing, like the work that goes into this stuff. That's why I'm saying, like, your production values have jumped amazingly since when you first started. Like, I remember the first one I was on. It is crazy how much your production values have increased, and I know full on the effort it takes to do. And it's I don't know how you have the time, quite honestly, but it's really cool. I guess there's something to be said for the whole pandemic thing, because like you can have a job and do all this stuff. It's very, very cool. Very, very.
That is when we started. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it all. It's like, you know what?
Well, we have time.
We
so-
were doing 2-dimensional. Let's try 3D now that there's all this time to be here.
Animation is the next level stuff, man. That's crazy. I haven't seen
Yeah.
any of their stuff. I'd like
Oh,
to
you
see
need
some
to
of their
check
stuff,
out their stuff.
but
He
I'm
does some
busy.
He does some really fun. The guy's got a really sick sense of humor too.
Oh, wow.
It's,
Oh, you
it's
would love
awesome.
it, Jack. You would love it.
What are you trying to say, Keith? You trying to say you put me on blast just right
Nope,
like that?
not saying nothing.
Just messed up. That's true.
Well, they even did an episode where they used our likenesses, and so it was fun.
Oh, I knew.
Yep.
We did. Yeah, we did that promo. That was awesome.
What kind of animation was it? Was it the little paper figure, or like claymation? Because I would love. I've always wanted to be a claymation figure.
Claymation is so. I tried claymation when I was 16 years old.
Bitch.
And let me tell you something. Freaking Gumby looks like George Clooney compared to what I did, and that's no joke. Like, oh my gosh, claymation is a whole other animal.
I've tried stop motion way back in the day. We tried that stuff, and holy crap,
I did that too.
it's just nuts. We had a Sony Handycam, and we did all kinds of ridiculous stuff. We put a DVD out, even. See that video? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, animation is sick. I don't have the patience for it anymore. I did when I was 12.
Even your Stay Out of the Light episode was just freaking
Mhm.
awesome. That was so much fun to do. That was such a blast.
Well, that was the Halloween special one,
Yeah.
wasn't
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that
you
was the
guys were
Halloween special.
100% in that.
Yeah, you were in that.
Yeah.
it? We did the teaser, and then we
Yeah, you got gosh, and those were back to back too, really. That
Mhm.
was all the same week, I think. That was a crazy week.
Oh, no, that's Jinx. Never mind.
So when speaking of Halloween, because that's when we kind of got talking Deja Vu, and Jack mentioned that it had some experience with Deja Vu and
I've had
family members
A
and
lot
whatnot.
of experience with Deja Vu.
And
The,
so
the thing is I guess the debate. I don't know if it's debate or just conversation on what it actually is. For me, it's so strange because in the moment that I feel like I'm experiencing deja vu, it's almost always a situation where I'm with people that have no business being together. And I have what I feel like was a dream. I remember it as a dream that, I dreamt this. And when I'm in that moment, it's always like so strange because I'm with people that are from different parts of my life. And I've always had kind of a compartmentalized life, being that I've been a janitor at a church while working as a musician in bars, And so in a particular town that I'm in, there's two groups of people that know me very well, very intimately, but from completely different schools. And so when those things come together in real life, for some reason or another, like those people would never be together. And then here we are, those people are together. And the most recent one happened when I was working with a good friend of mine, and then a gentleman I work for and one of his employees working on a garage door, which in the dream didn't make any sense because my friend at the time didn't do anything with garage doors, and neither did they. Yep. So the four of us working on something together seemed ridiculous, but there we were. We're all working on this door, and I'm going like, how am I remembering this? It was a full-on memory that just came back to me like, oh yeah, I already knew about this. So what that actually is, I don't know. I'm always curious to see. Some people think that it's precognition or something like that. And I'm always like, well, then that's the most useless freaking talent I've ever seen in my life. I thought about this before. Who gives a crap? Thought about lots of things before. You can start writing letters about it. Hey, everybody, guess what's going to happen someday, but I don't know when or why. Thanks.
Yeah. And so, I mean, we talked that night, and then I know talking with Mike and Amanda, had mentioned that in kind of studying that kind of stuff. And so
what does that entail?
That's what I want to find out.
Yeah. Tell us, brother.
I wouldn't say studying, but
experience.
I mean, she'll tell you about it. It happens so often.
I get deja vu like at least 2 to 3 times a month. It's so often that it's I don't know. It's weird.
And it's bizarre stuff too. It's not like simple, easy things. It's really stuff. Like, I want to say life altering. Well, I guess every event is kind of life altering, but
well, sometimes it's little things, but sometimes it's things that you just it's too weird to like I'll remember, like I'll be doing something stupid, like I'll be in a store or something, and all of a sudden, okay, like here's an example. I was in the store with Michael. We had just bought a yellow Mustang. And while in the store, all of a sudden I got that deja vu feeling. And I'm like, oh my God, I dreamt that we got a yellow Mustang, but I couldn't remember the dream until that day while we were in the store. It popped in there like that deja vu, oh my God, this happened. And it sounds like it's, not a big deal, but it's weird to like dream it. And then I remembered the dream. Oh yeah, I had a dream that I had a yellow Mustang in my parents' garage, and a yellow Mustang is not what I would pick. I wouldn't pick yellow for a car.
Didn't you put me in a red pickup too?
There was another car. There was a convertible. I can't remember exactly. It might have been red. But
it was yellow and it was.
But I specifically remember the yellow Mustang. So that was you just like things like that.
Well, I think the gun one is probably the more. I went ahead and I got this air rifle for hunting. It was like the higher caliber sucker. We had this really nasty raccoon that thought it was equal to people, and I can't have that. So I got this thing, and it's a pretty fun toy. Outside, just messing around. And Amanda, what was the dream that you had?
So the night before we were playing with that gun, I had a dream that a raccoon guy, it sounds weird, but you know how dreams are. It was like a humanoid raccoon, and he was trying to get in the house, and Michael came out with a gun. Or no, he had the raccoon guy had a gun, and Michael came out to stop him from coming in the house. And he ends up falling down the stairs trying to go after this thing. And I end up having to carry him back in the house because he broke his leg. And then the next day, while playing with a gun, he sprained his ankle really bad.
I literally rolled over my foot. My foot was destroyed for about 6 months. It was insane.
And it was just really weird I was like,
there's no way. He was going to hurt himself. This is bull. Like the little things I don't really pay attention to, I'll be honest. It's like, yeah, okay, sure. I mean, ketchup, mustard, whatever. Yeah, deja vu sounds good.
I mean, yeah.
But the cars was significant. There's been a couple of times where it's come to me first, and then it happens, and I'm like, that's
sounds a lot like the dream.
That's some special bullshit.
Or what about when there was a fire? That
was weird my gosh, too. Yeah.
I had a dream that the backyard was on fire, like there was a forest fire. And then I think it was a couple of months later, I'm laying down and I hear a crash and I go look out the window and I see flames in the front yard. And I'm like, oh my God.
We thought it was the neighbors. We called 911
we thought the neighbor's house was on fire.
Thinking the neighbor's house was on fire. when we went out, because who doesn't want to miss a good fire? A tree hit the power lines on our property, and so it was right on the border of our property. There was these flames coming. I was like, oh, that's. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You already called the cops. They're coming. I mean, the fire department, whatever. They're all coming anyway. But that was special.
Jesse Wendy says something there that
Mhm.
believing in spiritual interaction and spirit trying to show you something. This is one of the things that I can't disagree with that, but it drives me nuts for the simple fact that, like, can you market special or something? Because one of the most horrifying stories that I have from my childhood, a person that's very close to me in my life had a dream about a fire. People died in it, and it happened the very next day. What the hell do you do with it? Like, what was she supposed to call somebody or tell? You know what I mean? It's like, if that's the truth, if it's the spirit world reaching out and going, hey, by the way, it's really tragic thing's going to happen. You're not going to be able to tell the difference until it happens. Then you're going to feel really crappy because you saw it first. It's like,
Right.
that's the part of the deja vu or precognition, whatever you want to call it. And I've had multiple experiences in my younger life that it's a horrible, horrible thing to have happen to you. It's like you saw it, you witnessed it ahead of time. And then, wasn't that fun? You got to see the horrific things where anybody else did, and it came true. Woohoo! What are you supposed to do with that? I mean, like, I've never had that pressure on me, but I've known people that very close to who did, and it's a burden that what do you do with that? You know, I mean, I've had people who've got a helpful one. I'm gonna throw her under the bus. My wife, we're driving down the street out to when we lived out in Williamson Valley, and she goes, "You need to slow down. There's a lot of deer out here." And I shit you not, seconds. And I slowed down right in front of the car. And had I not slowed down, we would have hit it 100%. It's just like that kind of stuff is cool and helpful, but then there's a lot of stuff that's not.
Look what I just pulled up.
Oh, look at that. Damn.
Different things. So that's funny you said that.
Precog.
Because, yeah.
Sorry if I derailed your train. I didn't mean to.
Well, I'm totally tongue-tied now.
I'm sorry.
not because of you. I'm just
just in general.
No, just in general.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a gift. If you were with us last week, we had Scotty Gowan. He did touch a little bit on deja vu, and I think we're going to bring him on for just a second to talk about some of that, the spiritual side of it, perhaps.
So the clairvoyant sort of
Yeah.
to it. That's terrifying to me. Come on, Timmy.
Hey,
How
Tim.
you doing, guys?
Hey, good.
Fantastic.
So yeah, the deja vu thing is pretty interesting. I'm going to put in my 2 cents worth about deja vu here, and then you guys can go on about it. But there was a Sir Arthur Funkhauser, I think it was his name, and he had a theory of deja vu, and his theory was that people between the ages of 15 and 25 are usually more of the people that experience deja vu. This was just his study and his belief, and he described there were 2 levels of deja vu. There was deja vista, which was like a first-time experience of deja vu. And then if you've had a second experience of deja vu, it was deja vu. And in French, deja vu means already seen.
Mm-hmm.
That's what deja vu in French is, already seen. But there are different dimensions that you can experience within deja vu that can take you to different levels of deja vu, because there's the deja vu that you hear, there's the deja vu that you see, and there's the deja vu of the dream state, which is a subconscious. And all of these different, that's as far as he ever got on his study. But people with deja vu are theoretically, and this is just what he believed, in your memories of your past life. So when you were here before, and you have the memory of yourself before. That's basically what he was trying to explain what deja vu was. If you remember it for the first time, it's deja vu. If you remember it for the next time, like, let's say you remembered it, like, I knew that was going to happen, instead of, wait a minute, wow, I've been there before. That's deja vu. Deja vu is when you're sitting there and you know there's a conversation going on and you know the next word's coming out of somebody's mouth. You've been there, you know it. The difference is between seeing it and recognizing it for the first time and then seeing it and going, oh, I know what's happening next. Do you understand that?
Yeah, like a movie. You've seen the movie before. So
what do you think of Mike? What do you think of Mike's takes on that?
I like Mike's take on it.
So he says, I really think deja vu are parallel realities that briefly intersect with our own.
They're different dimensions, and they cross and they touch each other, and that's what happens. But I thought it was interesting that he thought that 70% of the population were between 15 and 25 years old. Now, I remember a lot of deja vu as a child. Doesn't happen to me a lot now, but that's just a study.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I experienced a lot more of it, going through high school and stuff.
The younger age, yeah.
It was a younger age. And most of it you can't really recall, the actual instant that it happened, but you know that you've experienced it before. Because it's just one of those things that you'll remember that you've experienced it. But to remember the actual experience or what the thought was or the action was that was going on at the time, I don't know that we always remember those. I think we all know that we've had the experience before.
Right.
So when you've had the experience of deja vu, I'm asking this, if anybody wants to chime in, do you remember deja vu in two different levels? Do you remember the point where, oh my God, I just relived that. I've been there before.
Yeah.
And then the other level of when it's happening and you're like watching and you're like, I know what they're going to say, and it continues to happen as you're watching it. You know what I'm saying? The difference.
Mine are usually caught in that moment of like, holy crap, I know about this. I already dreamt all this. And it's at the end of that particular segment where it's like, oh shit, that was a memory. I just lived a memory.
But how many of those do you actually remember? At that you've remember the actual experience and what was going on.
Well, that's the thing, is what I remember is at the end of that interaction with whoever it was, like somebody says, hand me that thing. And it's like, oh shit, that little second of time happened already.
Right.
I'm like, oh shit, I knew about that. I didn't know about it until it was over, because then it was like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's weird to have a memory of something happened. You remembered it from previous dream state, whatever the case was, but it just happened now. I was like, oh, that was so cool. I saw the preview a long time ago. Didn't remember about it. Didn't ever think about it until it happened real. And then it was like, oh shit, moment came. Now the ones where you're saying that you have that moment where you know it's coming, that one is to me is much less familiar, because I have an empathic sort of feeling all the time, and always have in adulthood, even, where I get emotions that aren't mine, and it's always bothersome. So like I've always got things in my head that I'm thinking might happen, if that makes any sense. So that one I don't ever really count as deja vu, because it's like I've always got lots of theories about what's coming next. I mean, so the fact that one of them comes true every once in a while, like, oh, this guy's gonna pull me over, kind of stuff like that.
See, the ones I experience are always location based. Like I'll be somewhere and I'll have deja, like I've been here before, and I can see that.
Oh, you just brought back a memory for me.
Sorry.
No, it was cool. No, when we were driving, when I was a kid, I think it was 10 or 11 years old. We were driving to Wyoming in a club wagon van. This is during my Girl Scout days, and there was a there was this bridge. I don't know where it was, because I was like I said, 10 or 11 years old. And as we started approaching this bridge, I realized we're going to cross it, and it was just absolutely terrifying to me, because I had a very clear memory and picture of falling off this fucking bridge, and it was super intense. And I would call that, I don't know what you'd call that if it's deja vu. I clearly didn't fall off the bridge, but it was that bridge and I knew it, and it scared the crap out of me. I'd never been there before, at least not.
Don't you have a fear of that, Keith?
I certainly do.
I'll have to map that trip and see if we can find that bridge, because this one in particular was absolutely terrifying. I don't know if it was just, it was too ominous or whatever it was, but it was like, I know this bridge, I've died here. That was a feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious, Mike and Amanda, you guys have just in that short period of time, you demonstrated a lot of scenarios where you've had deja vu. What's your guys' opinion on what do you think it is?
Well, it's very interesting with what Tim said. That second type of deja vu, I've actually done that only once in my life. I was 12 years old. And in the conversation, I said deja vu, and I knew what the other person, I knew the whole thing. As I was doing it, I knew what I would say next and what the other person, and it was such a click whir. It just happened. It was very brief, maybe 15, 22 seconds. I know exactly where it happened. I know what street it happened, the Ave. I know everything about it, the sun, everything was what it was. And I've never inventoried it. Like, I've never given it its own classification, but like the little things, like I said, I don't pay attention to those little things, but that one day I went and said deja vu. The person replied, I don't recall what they replied, but I told them, I was like, I knew you were going to say that. In the deja was of me saying, I knew you were going to say that. Every word that I said, even about what was going on, as if I was there for the third time. If you know what I mean, if you can imagine that.
Yes.
So that was
you're caught in that roller coaster, like, this is freaking cool. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it was very different.
How long does this go on?
There's a deja vu where it happens, and then all of a sudden you get like a bang in the head, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
I've seen that before. And then you get the deja vu like we're talking about, which is very rare, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Where
just one time for me.
You're seeing it deja vu, it continues, and the guy finishes out his sentences, and you're knowing what he's saying, and you're knowing how you're going to react through the deja vu. You're experiencing in time and future the deja vu versus just remembering. You know what I'm saying?
It's more close to like lucid dreaming, if you can think about that, like where you almost like feel like you're in control, even though I don't know that I was or was not, because I said my lines right.
It's very complicated.
So to that point though, Tim, is deja vu some type of, we talk about dimensional, okay? Is deja vu some type of time travel?
I think it's some sort of parallel universe.
Going back to what Naked said.
Yeah.
Like the universes are connecting at that time. So you're able to kind of.
And they're running into each other, and this is happening at another place at another time.
Yeah.
And it's happening here.
And you're able to pick it up at this moment when it's happening. Yeah.
Right.
I can't say I don't believe in parallel universes, but the thing that always bothers me about that is it opens up that other little rabbit hole for me of like, well, do we have souls? And if we do, then are you telling me that my soul exists in other places, or is it a different one? That, I mean,
oh man,
yeah,
the bag of shit that opens up during that is just like so.
I mean, I think it could be more than one thing. Actually, I think some of it might be dreams that you've dreamt before, and then some of it, maybe it is parallel universe. I don't know.
This is something that Amanda and I do get into sometimes. See, because I am open to all ideas, all possibilities, but I'm big on Occam's razor. The simplest solution set is the most likely to be correct. And but when you're dealing with things that are supernatural, paranormal, your simple solutions are really complicated. Like no matter what, you're not getting an easy answer. So when I say what I'm going to say, don't think like, oh, Mike thinks that's easy. No, I recognize that it's not easy. I think that there is time, and then there is literally outside of time.
The continuum.
There's like time is within this box, and then there's lots of things outside the box. But then I also think that you exist in both places. So you exist within time for whatever you get. You know, some people, they live a day. Some people live 120 years. Congrats to you. But living outside of time, there is no. You're not bound by time. So you kind of are almost existing twice at once, because how do you if something is infinite, right, goes in both directions forever and ever. All right, if right now was infinite, we would never get to this moment because time would always be moving in both directions at once. You would not make it here because you would never make it far enough that way or this way. It's goofy. I get it.
Hence a parallel universe.
So, I mean, I guess you could. Yeah. The thing is, with the multiverse theory, I think it's one outside of time.
My wife and that cat. So yeah, if you
I find it interesting that the majority of the population know what deja vu is. That right there is
you'd be hard pressed to find.
That draws me to that conclusion and makes me believe in that, is that when you ask, you take a survey and say, do you know what deja vu is? I don't think there's a time where people say, what is that? I think the majority of the population know exactly what it is, and not have just heard of it, but experienced it.
Well, let's ask. I mean, we have our viewers on right now. Is anybody who's watching have never experienced deja vu?
Yeah. Does anybody here not know what deja vu is?
Well, that's the thing. If they don't know what deja vu is, they probably could just call it something else.
True. Yeah. True.
Right. They would have no idea what we're talking about.
Right.
Now, I think Wendy's comment's interesting. She said her and her sister had deja vu at the same time.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, me and my mom had that happen before.
Oh,
I've heard of that.
It's very weird. It's like, I just had deja vu. And she's like, oh my God, me too.
I just do that. Yeah.
And it's it's just crazy. How do two people have it at the same time?
Yeah, exactly.
How is science going to explain that? You know?
And that throws a wrench in my very complicated theory.
Yeah,
because, well, then my thing was if you exist in both places, what Scotty last week he spoke about, I don't remember what he called it, but like the collective, the
collective consciousness.
Yeah.
Collective and super consciousness.
Yeah, being able to exist in both places, if communication between both of yous were to go, there would be the ability for premonition because the other you is not bound by time. They can see everything, almost like a two-dimensional picture, like a top-down, like, oh, I see everything at once, where everybody else is on the line looking and, I can see up to that place, and I can see behind me, but I can only see so far ahead, a couple of minutes, a couple of hours. Yes, thank you. Two directions.
Oh, wait. I got a drink.
Is that what it is?
I have something to read from someone on Instagram that sent us a message.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was really interesting. So this is from Sona XO. We just had a poll on there, asking if anybody had deja vu, and she said, I have. So we took our first trip to the UK in 2003, went to Greenwich, I guess. Say, I didn't need a guide. Somehow I found my own way around the town from this weird sense of deja vu. It felt as if I had lived there in a past life anyway. But the craziest thing was it was the craziest thing I've ever experienced. This is tiny print, but yeah. So that's pretty wild. So that would be the past life version, of going someplace that you have deja vu about, and then
would it be your omnipotent self that could have thought before?
Who knows? I could have blown it up like that.
If two people have deja vu at the same time, is that a menage a trois?
It's all French.
That's been on my head.
Deja vu trois.
What at minimum, it's a coincidence. Two things happening at one time.
I love that.
Deja trois.
Shut up.
No, really. Your dog's named Jack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? I told you.
That's why you like him.
There he is.
Or hound.
I know.
Jack is adorable. Hi. You're so cute back there, watching their dogs.
He was flipping on his back earlier.
He was flipping around and scratching
It was
himself. I'm like,
pretty
this is adorable. Okay. And we're done.
Craig's dogs know how to perform when they're on camera.
Yes.
You've seen that.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, I didn't. That kind of derailed it, didn't it? I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, I'm just seeing I'm trying to read and talk, and that's really messing me up.
So I have one more thing to add.
Do it.
Is when you're in a dream state, have you ever experienced a point where you're hard in a dream and you wake up, but your body doesn't move because you're still dreaming? This is called the quickening, because your subconscious hasn't caught up to your conscious.
Have that accompanied by a demonic scream.
Yeah, I thought it was sleep paralysis.
One of the most
Well, yeah, all right, for a lack of a better word, but that is a condition.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
But I'm talking about where you're in a dream state, you wake up and you make yourself go back to sleep because you're not ready to
wake up
in the dream. Yeah.
And that I wake up.
And then you wake up, but you can't move. You're just laying there, your eyes open, and you're like, you're kind of a paralysis.
Mhm.
That stage right there is a deja vu effect, but it's called a quickening.
So I'm a Highlander.
That's when you're waiting for your unconscious to catch up with your conscience. So it has something to do with that. The deja vu and the quickening are related.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
If you haven't experienced, you don't know what I'm talking about.
I have experienced what you're talking about.
Yeah, I have too.
But what I'm telling you is that in my experience with it, the final time I woke up, because it was more than once where I woke up but didn't wake up. And the last time it was accompanied by this horrific blood-curdling scream that I can't really even, the scream he played was nothing like it. It was guttural. It was so, I tasted it. It was just the thickest. It was awful. And it was terrifying. And that's when I did wake up for real. But I woke up like 3 times in a row, but I wasn't awake.
Well, that's called a quickening. And
Yeah,
maybe we should
Yeah, I think I've had
research
that.
into that, what that means at a future podcast. But a quickening is it's a form of deja vu.
She's talking about astral walking right there. Can't wake up and see my body leaving my body, walking away from me. That's terrifying stuff too.
No, I've had that experience though, where I've woke up in a dream or woke up from a dream, but really not. I woke up in my dream that I woke up in the dream.
See, that I think all these
And-
things,
I've had that.
deja vus are sort of a different microcosm of the same sort of deal, where brain activity and past experience, current experience, and whatever it is, and going around.
Subconscious.
Just like when you have those dreams that are so real and so intense that they present as memories. I woke up mad at somebody who didn't do anything to me, but in the
My
dream,
wife does that all the time.
son of a bitch, and it's like
You
that
have
was
an affair on me, you asshole. Get blah blah. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, I know who you were. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
That's just because you haven't shaved.
still
Probably.
looks more and more like Cowboy Bill every day.
Speaking of, let's get our 9 subscribers tonight so we can all get rid of this.
Are you 9 away?
We're 9 away from shaving.
Oh wow!
Well, we're going to do something special before we shave, right?
Yeah.
Are we going to take a picture of it or use it on our next show
I think we have to do the next show.
and then shave?
Yeah,
Wearing the
we're in the apparel, right?
bling.
Decorating our beards like Christmas trees, right? Is that what it is?
And then Wednesday we'll.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Don't even go there.
What the?
So, do we have to dye them green though? That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
I don't care, just so we get rid of them.
Yeah, dye them green so that we can all see you with a green sheen.
Mhm.
Because yeah, we never
Get
dyed.
some Christmas lights in there. That'll be nice.
That's
Pretty
it.
cool,
That's
too.
what
A couple of pictures with little bells and mistletoe and streams and
Oh yeah, you can braid it right in.
There we go. Now we're
might be the
talking.
Christmas snow frost.
no matter what we do, it's going to be embarrassing as shit. So it really doesn't matter.
Flocking.
Flock. That's what it is. Yeah, we'll have to flock our beards. Right? So-
Freaking sweet.
So Tim, before we let you go, I want to. You mentioned earlier that Scotty now has a email if people want to email him from.
Yeah, a lot of people, had a lot of questions for Scotty, and he appreciated being on the show. And this was the first time that he had ever participated in something like this. And I talked to him after the show, and he was just amazed that many people had that many questions and were that interested. It blew his mind. So I said, what we need is maybe you should come up with a little email so that when people have questions, they can just send you a question. And so he went right away and got Scotty Gowan, AskScottyGowan@gmail.com. So it's up on the screen right there. His name is spelled a little different, spelled with an E. So if you guys remember from last week, if you guys have questions and trust me, he's waiting. He just loved that episode, and he loved interacting with everyone. So if you guys have questions, please hit him up. I'd like to have him on the show again. And I don't care what topic it is. We can pick something, but we may have just a Scotty guest appearance one time and just turn it over to the audience, because he was thrilled, and I was thrilled, and I was amazed how well it turned out. So
we sure enjoyed having him.
Yeah.
That was really awesome. Mind blowing.
hit him up, ask him questions, and give us your feedback and let us know what you think, and we'll definitely have him on again.
Excellent.
Be clairvoyant, yes. I didn't see the episode.
Yes.
I saw the ad for it. I went,
Yes.
oh, I should watch that. I went, I don't want to watch it.
Oh no.
We'll do that. We'll have to do that.
It scares the hell out of me, dude. That stuff is like, I don't want that. I don't.
It's comforting though.
We need to tie this in and do an episode on dreams as well.
Mhm.
I'm going to make
Really
sure that
good.
whatever I do, it's going to be pushing towards not what we're supposed to be talking about. Something interesting that isn't the subject. Can we do that? Thank you, Jack.
So many times I've asked Scotty, I said, I had this dream, and then a week later he will notify me and say, I know what your dream meant. It's not right away that he gets it, but he's able to interpret dreams, and it's just amazing.
Uh-oh, somebody fell down.
We should do a dream show, a dream.
Yeah, dreams would be really good. I still have a lot of loose ends on my dream that I shared with Scotty.
Yeah, he gave you what he could, but that was interesting.
And a lot of it, I mean, it made sense, So
It was very, very curious dream.
it was different. I don't remember too many of my dreams, but that one I'll never forget.
Yeah, reoccurring dreams too. Fun stuff.
No, those are nightmares.
They usually are. Mine was.
Cool.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
Sure. He
Uh-oh.
disappeared. There he is.
All right, guys. I'm going to go take care of family and puppies.
Hey, yeah, that dog's got a little bigger than the last time I saw him.
Not much.
It's
A
still
little
tiny.
bigger.
He's very dark.
Still
A
tiny.
little bit.
It was just like in the palm of the hand. Then.
Right.
Anyway, you guys have a good night. It was an interesting topic. I'm glad we got to bring this into the show, because it's something I've wanted to talk about for a long time. And I think as time goes on, we'll get a little more feedback on it in the long run.
Yeah. Cool.
Hi,
guys.
Al.
And then
Oh, look at that.
Hi,
I thought
hi.
he was lying about it.
We need to get rid of this.
we're close. We're 9 away.
All right.
We'll get rid of it. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.
All right,
have a
Tim.
great
We'll see
night.
you.
Have a good
He said we need to party, and I'm like, I don't think we need to party. Like, I feel like that would be really bad for everybody close by. I do like him a lot, though. He's really cool, really interesting guy.
He's a lot of fun to hang out
Oh,
with. Too.
super interesting guy. I can't imagine the life that he's lived. And you meet people that are I don't know, what do you call normal, or whatever you call it, where they grew up in one town, stayed there their whole lives, lived how's these nice plain life? It's like, that's so boring.
Tim's not normal.
No, he's not. But I mean,
In a great way.
the level that guy has lived at for the little bit that I know about him, I don't know that I could handle.
I see him in the back office
Stuff
just
is
shaking
done.
his head like, nope, I'm on normal.
Which is cool. That's what makes him an interesting human being. But
Yeah.
again, it's like I've had a pretty, I don't know, interesting ride so far. And but some of the stuff that guy's been willing to go after and stuff like just is interesting to me, but terrifying at the same time, because I am a person that I love answers and I love knowing. And there's so much stuff that you just never can know. And this is one of those things that deja vu, as interesting as it is, and as neat of a feeling as it is to have a genuine deja vu, it's very almost exciting. But again, it's one of those things where, like, yeah, we've got a million theories on it, and nobody has a slightest shred of proof for what it is.
Right.
You can talk to a billion people that all have some sort of example of this. Oh yeah, I remember I had that thing happen and I knew it happened and blah, 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 and all these things. And you pile it all together and it amounts to, well, we have similar experience. What is it? I don't know.
well, that's what I was trying to say. I mean, because I know I've had many experiences of deja vu.
Yeah.
Because I just remember having it happen, but to recall and try to retell story or that
It never
that
goes- it never
instance
seems
that
as
it happened.
intense.
I can't really share that other than one when I was in high school.
It does
But-
feel underwhelming when you share some of these things with people.
Like, so I remember in high school we were doing the big test, in the cafeteria where I don't know what they call it
SATs?
now. It wasn't SATs back then. I don't remember what it was, but
You're smarter than
we're going through the test, and I had a girlfriend an ex-girlfriend in high school. Then that she came by and she walked past the table and she had on somebody's class ring. It was a senior class ring, and of course we were sophomores, I think, at the time. And so, but right when that happened, I saw it, and I remember seeing it before that happened, and I knew exactly whose ring it was. He didn't tell me who it was or anything. And it's kind of weird. I mean, that's the only thing that really stands out that I remember having deja vu is that I saw it, and then I knew everything about it without being told about it.
Now, tell me if this is deja vu. I don't know that it is, but I put it in that same category. In high school, I had a very lucid a sexual dream as a teenage boy. Big freaking surprise.
No way.
But it was about a girl that I never met. I didn't know. And the next week at school, the girl showed up at school as a new student. And I can't tell you, I had a longtime girlfriend at that point and continued to, but her being in my class was just, I didn't know what to do about it. It freaked me out so bad because I dreamt about this girl.
You've been intimate, huh?
Oh, incredibly intimate, but I'd never met her before. She was from a different state and just moved into my class, but it was her. And it was the weirdest thing. And I don't know if that's deja vu or not, but I mean, it was clearly there was something in either energy or whatever that I knew who she was. And she was the girl I had dreamt about. And I avoided her like the friggin' plague.
So what you're saying is when you have deja vu, Jack, it's really nice. But when Joey has deja vu, it's the worst.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, there we go.
I think it would count because when I have the dreams and then something happens, you get that same deja vu feeling.
That's true. The feeling should.
I think it's the feeling. I would go by that.
Did you have the feeling?
Did you have the feeling?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, that weird like.
It was accompanied by real world terror because it was
if her dad finds out.
Not if her dad finds out, if my girlfriend finds out, which was so stupid.
Oh, yeah.
But like the fear was that, oh crap, I'm going to cheat on my girlfriend. But I wasn't going to. It didn't happen that way. It was just
Scotty spoke about that last week, though.
Damn it! I should
about.
You're gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, Scotty spoke about that last week. He said being told about something, you as the audience or a listener, when you take in the information, things can be changed.
That's true. So maybe that dream stops something from happening.
Something was kind of like
pushing
rolling towards that,
to
and then when you were told ahead of time, it was like, "Oh, I'm going to pump the brakes right here." With all the finesse of a high school boy. She walks in there. I got to go to the bathroom again. Gone. She asked for a pencil. I hate you. No, get away from me, you freak. There you go.
She did talk to me. It was like, she did.
You're still calling me after that?
Oh, man.
So weird.
Could you look her in the eyes?
Oh God, no. I think I don't remember how many conversations I had with her, but it was a lot less than I wanted to have with her because there was just,
Do you think you would have looked her in the eyes had you not had that dream?
Yeah.
Maybe that was like the part that was missing.
Maybe.
She's like, oh, no eye contact. Forget this guy.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe she had some kind of powers. Like, I need to send one out to this dude. Like, stay the fuck away from me. Just preemptive strike. Is that what it is? I don't know. That's possible. There's so many possibilities. And again, there's no answers to any of it, but
she had a premonition.
She was very pretty and I was a pussy. So we never connected. And yes, that was an ex-girlfriend. Guilty horrible.
Is that when you were a choir boy?
After the choir boy. Are you talking about the Dirt Road Choir Boys? Or are you talking about
the
Phoenix?
Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
Phoenix Boys Choir.
Yeah. After. Yeah. Yep. I didn't have any heterosexual experience until after.
Yeah. Jack has performed with a very famous group.
Well, that's
world renowned, right?
Yeah, Mr.
The Phoenix Boys.
No, I'm serious.
Choir.
The Phoenix Boys Choir. We performed with Mr. Mister at Symphony Hall.
Oh, did you? That's cool.
His
Oh, wow.
the guy, the lead singer, Mr. Mister, his mother played piano for the town choir, Phoenix Boys Choir. So yeah, we actually got to do Kyrie.
Oh wow!
Take These Broken Wings.
Oh wow!
Backed him up on it, and nobody sang the harmony parts because everyone sang the lead. The harmony. Screw that! I'm singing the lead. It's not even my part, but I'm taking it. It was super fun though. It was very cool. They were only 2-man band. Yeah.
So that's why it wasn't Mr. Right? So it was just Mr.
That's correct.
Okay.
You know,
I
that
just
never
spilled.
occurred to me, but that's probably right. I'm that dumb.
Oh, great.
Mr. Summertime and there's
Did you see what Mike said, Joey? Before?
It's not a lot of stuff Mike said.
Was I having the same loop?
Yeah,
Sorry, I just want to make sure.
It's possible. It's very possible. Yeah, I've been scrolling through some of this.
What is that you're doing over there?
Well, this is 13 creepy real life deja vu stories that you really shouldn't read right before bed.
Oh, cool. Let's read them
So,
right before bed.
Perfect.
So,
Everyone take a big drink real quick. That'll improve things.
oh. Well, I'm going to try to find something we haven't really covered. Because we did kind of talk about this one is a car accident prevention.
Oh, no.
Deja vu. No.
No, let's talk about it because that's one of those.
And dreaming about the future.
Well, that's kind of what Jack brought up earlier. Is like,
Yeah.
when you had this, what the hell do you do with it? And that's just the thing, you know.
At the time that you have it, the thought is, "Wow, that sucks." And even worse, the person that I know had these experiences saw herself in the dream. She thought it was a dream about her. Then it turned out it was a dream about somebody else who had a similar name, and the person freaking died. And what do you do? What are you supposed to do with that? And she's a child, for Christ's sakes. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things that is fascinating, but at the same time, like, where does that gift, if you can call it a gift, come from? And it's interesting to me also because I know that this particular person has worked very hard over her life to shut it off. And it's had a serious effect on her life because you can't do anything with that stuff except after the fact go, shit, was I supposed to do something about that? Like, and how do you know, I don't
It's
know.
almost like there's a component missing.
Mike.
It's almost like there's a component missing because when someone is given something they're supposed to do something with it, usually the pressure to act is part of it. Like, it's like, all right, I have like the crazy people in the street, it's the end of the world. Well, that's a terrible example in that it's not the end of the world today, but they are compelled. They cannot not yell at you, it's the end of the world. And time again, you have seen people that were more credible than that crazy person say, hey, listen, you really don't want to do blank. For example, you said that your wife and you were driving and the deer, that, right? You don't want to do this. Right. She, for whatever reason, had to say those words. What if, let's pretend she did not say those words and the deer was further down the road. Right. How close could she get to the deer before she had to scream it out if she tried to like suppress it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
how involved you are in it too. In that moment, like the experience that I know most well that gives me the most, I guess, heartache in knowing it exists is this person who dreamt of somebody else dying.
Yeah.
Thought it was themselves. They were there, but no way to know. You couldn't have acted on it because again, when she had a dream, she thought it was her. She heard her name. And then it was only after, as it happens, you have that moment of, oh shit, it was somebody else. It's like, I mean, it's just, again, it's intense stuff that I haven't had to deal with firsthand, but being close to someone who has, it's just like, again, it's, what do you do with that kind of stuff? Because the deer thing was very helpful, and people who have that ability, most of the time you see it in younger. I've seen it when we're younger, like Tim was saying. Mm-hmm. There's sort of an age cutoff, and I think that's because as the world gets to you more, you get further away from, I don't know, your spirit self or whatever that is able to tap into those things easily.
When I was an adult teen, I don't know that I would consider this deja vu. The feeling that I got afterwards was incredibly intense, though. I was walking by a table and I hit a glass with my body, and I hear the glass break. I turn around with my hands out, like kind of like, oh, bloody hell, what's gone on? And the glass falls into my hand. It never hit the ground. Okay. Yeah. Now, when this happened, I started shaking. I was completely freaked out, and I called my dad, who at the time was a minister, and I was like, I need to understand, what's the purpose? Like, what does it? Because kind of exactly what you're saying, where it's like, this doesn't mean anything. Like, how inconsequential the glass breaking. Who cares? Sweep it up. It's done. And his very unsatisfying his very unsatisfying answer was that some things happen to give you a measure of faith. He said everybody has things in their life that they can't explain. They are undeniable, and you can choose whether or not you want to pay attention to it or to ignore it. So you'll have a bunch of people that will go and will say, you suffered from an auditory hallucination that just happened to coincide with what was happening at that moment. There are other scientific explanations I'm sure we could invent right now. But there was no real world value to the interaction. And he said, no, it's because it's not something for the entire world. It was something specifically for you, so you can understand that there are things that you cannot understand.
That is the premise for the movie Signs, is it not?
Right.
100%.
Exactly.
That is the whole plot line of the movies. And that's one of those, I agree with you. It's the most unsatisfying answer. And my wife kicked in Mothman because she knows that terrifies me too.
Yeah, but the thing that's really strange, and I've never thought about this before, is that I am way more comfortable knowing that I don't know things than Amanda is. Like, Amanda's
I'd like to know what is the reason for things.
Where I'm okay with sometimes you can't know.
And he'll get annoyed because I'll be like, well, why?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, just because.
Yeah, because
it's like, I can't, it's not good enough.
This is a supernatural thing.
I need to know why.
My human brain can only understand human things. This is something that's beyond me.
Right. Sometimes the answer is just because.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it happened. There could be some, I guess, bigger reason for it, but sometimes the reason is for the individual.
Everyone's reading now. Oh shit! So now, that's kind of cool. That stuff's kind of cool. The accident that I in the past few years, it's not deja vu. It's not the subject, but she brought up the car accident thing. When I totaled the truck with the trailer, I fell asleep driving.
Oh,
and I had my seatbelt on. I never wear my seatbelt.
This was a strange one.
Never wear my seatbelt. I was miles from where I thought I was in my head. I fell asleep and was dreaming that I was getting off the freeway at an exit, and I was actually about 7 miles further down the freeway and hit the embankment, took out the whole steel rail and hit the concrete embankment. They asked if I had a passenger because one of my sawhorses from the back of the truck flew through the window. Back window, front window was about 40 feet in front. So there's this round hole in the passenger window. Like, did you have somebody with you? I'm like, no, why? Oh, that. No, nobody was with me. Just stuff. Nothing hit me. I wasn't hurt. I had a sore chest and a bloody nose. And I don't know how fast I was going, but full-size pickup truck with a trailer and a lift on it. Just zero.
And he made it to the next gig too. It was amazing.
I woke up to a dude standing at the gone window or going, "Are you okay?" I'm like, I don't know. I thought somebody had hit me.
Right.
In my head, somebody ran into me. I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch."
It's just a good thing the sawhorse was on that side of the truck because
there's so many things that play into that.
That's crazy.
Other things touching.
Yeah, I mean that's the stuff that'll drive you crazy.
Yeah,
when you think about the different scenarios that could have happened with it.
It is, and it all flies in that same little bag of rabbit holes that I just love.
But that kind of reconfirms the idea that maybe deja vu really is, I don't want to say spiritual warning, but it is a warning. It's a warning. And, Jack, you asked what to do with it, but maybe we're so disconnected from the spiritual world in our everyday lives that we don't read what it's trying to tell us. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. Like in that moment, prior to having the accident, I had my seatbelt on.
Right.
Not something that I do. So, and we're talking a 2-hour drive. I had my seatbelt on. I don't do that up to that point. I just never did. Why did I have it on? Nothing spoke to me. Just a non-habit. I put it on. So yeah, no explanation for it. Glad it happened. But again, it's just it's falls in that category. It's just like really, really interesting stuff.
You probably would have got more distance than the sawhorse.
Oh, easily. I weigh more than that thing. Boom. It's good. Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm fascinated with these things, but I can live without knowing the answer. I have to go. It's beyond me, because I will drive myself just batshit insane if I let myself walk down that path too much, because it's just, there's no answers. Nobody has any answers. And people who say they do, I think are full of crap.
A lot of them are unsatisfying. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's nobody really can prove anything. Like, well, I know. And you're like,
Yeah.
you know why? Well, because I just do. Well, that sucks. Whether they do or not, they may know, but I wasn't there for it. So it's not real to me. It's just, yeah, it's wildly unsatisfying to get like that from people.
So Jack, and I guess maybe everybody else too, I know Jack before had mentioned something along the lines of where it sounded to me like he multiplies out things that go on in the environment. And it's one of those things where, like Star Wars, it looks like he has good reflexes, but what's really happened is he's able to read the room and move out of the flight path of the bird, and now he doesn't get shit on.
Yeah, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
One step away from those two guys.
See, that's, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is something that I actively do. And this is something Amanda and I speak about. She's like, well, you don't experience more. And I tell her, it's like, I don't think that, because there are real patterns in the world that if you can recognize them, you can see where things are going just using, I guess, some strange combination of your senses. And there's intuition in there too. But how do you quantify the amount of intuition when you are multiplying out the possibilities? You see there's a girl and maybe she's scantily clad and there's two guys, one on each side. It's like, all right, so I don't want to be, someone can get shot over there. I'm going to go this way now. That sort of thing where other people that have a more powerful deja vu experience might get the same feeling of, oh, I'm going to cross the street and go that way. But maybe they don't know why. They don't understand immediately why. Yeah. So what do you think? Because that also kind of plays into what Tim was talking about, that 15 to 25 year. At 15, I had terrible situational awareness. I was an idiot. If I didn't have instinct, I would have nothing, because there was nothing there. And then as you get older, you take on this, your sphere of awareness grows. And you start, some people that don't get shot as often as other people multiply out what's happening in the environment. What do you guys got some thoughts?
I don't know. I don't know if it's environmental or if it's something you can just be born with or whatever. Like, what's coming to mind right now is bar scenes, bar situations that Joey, were you at Norton? That giant dude just started chucking dudes. He seemed like a nice biker guy. And one of his buddies getting it with somebody else, and he stood up and he put his arm out and threw this guy just pretty much out the door from inside the building 10 feet away. And I'm like, if this guy keeps going, we're all going to die, because nobody in here can do anything to this dude. No. He was just do you remember this guy? He was a biker dude. He was there having a good time. One of his buddies got into it with somebody, and he just started chucking people. And it was like they were balls. Anyway, being in that situation, that we're standing on stage playing music and people are losing their minds in front of us.
And you have to keep playing.
Your job is just play. Just keep playing. Don't draw attention to it. Don't react to it. And I've been in a couple of those where it's like, talk about fighting your better demons, because my reaction is like, hide, run, hide.
Protect yourself.
Seriously, because like if it keeps going, and fortunately the guy was actually very intelligent, good dude, and he thought his friend was in trouble. He helped his friend, and he was done. He wasn't trying to start anything with anybody else. Just throw that one guy into oblivion, and we're good. But he was the dude that, like, if he was on one, he's going to hurt people, and nobody was going to stop him. And I've watched whole bars full of people out in front of the door.
We could probably almost do a whole show on this kind of stuff.
Dude, the best one out in East Mason, man. I'm looking out the door. I see people tossing. It's like a cartoon show. People running out from inside. I'm going like, oh, wow. Because only I can see it. Nobody else on stage could actually see out the door. Anyway, that instinctual thing, seeing those things happen, I don't know if it is it from life experience, or is it just kind of in you? Because we all know dumb people that doesn't matter what's going on. They're just like a level down or a few carats short, and then they seem to be fine with it. Are they smarter than us because they don't worry about shit like that? I always wonder if that
ignorance is bliss a lot of times.
I'm telling you that I think that a lot, because it's like I know a lot of people that aren't bothered by any of this shit.
Yeah.
They're just like, cool, everything's great. Woo.
Yeah, I know you had that comment up from Wendy. What about
this one?
About the spirit guide kind of thing. Yeah. And I go back to something Scotty said last week, and I think even Tim mentioned it about the collective consciousness of people. Yeah. And that to me, that's the spiritual realm. It's our consciousness as a people all vibrates at a certain level above us, a frequency, and that's where it's all collected. And
I think that affects even world events, like for me anyway. That's why I think prayer works the way that it works, because you get enough people focused on one thing and the energy's focused and it happens. So yeah, it's interesting, but then never mind, I'm not even gonna do it.
Scotty spoke about that too. He did. He said that's pretty much everything you see is I'm gonna butcher it. He said so many things that I agree with way nicer than I ever could. But pretty much that what you are seeing is the effect of the spiritual realm. Like you think that you do something here and there's a cause, and that's, you think that you're observing like the causative agents, but you are actually seeing things that are happening and almost like materializing. And I thought that was pretty significant.
Yeah. So is deja vu just your conscience or consciousness being a little ahead of the playback, of something, or you just kind of seen something even, milliseconds before it happens. And so when it does happen, even though it's milliseconds from your first sense of it, I mean, that would come across as deja vu, wouldn't it?
I would think so. Again, I think most of us describe the deja vu as when you have that sort of overwhelming feeling of, I don't know, joy or what do you call it? Just like, oh, wow. It has sort of.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely that, like, wow.
The Godsmack, yeah.
Yeah, it's a certain feeling.
Is that what that means? Is that what Godsmack is?
I'll drink to that.
I think Godsmack is supposed to be a little more aggressive even, but yeah, you can call it Godsmack Light.
Godsmack Light. Backhand. I just found out there was another beer here. Thanks for the hook up, bro.
Did you like it, Jim?
Yeah. Clearly, I'm having another one.
Mike, do you have a furry leopard thong? I'm just curious.
He's been talking about thongs this whole time. I just haven't put it all up there.
Well, Mike Super Horror Show was asking him if he would pose,
I'm not sure why she needs to bring
for doing a naked Bigfoot likeness.
It's just easier if I have like something to look at while I'm doing it,
Did you see his comment though? He said he has many pictures.
That's what I'm talking about. I think I had deja vu with him talking about thongs. I was like, wow, I should have swore I've seen this before. I was doing this one again. Right on.
Oh, there are some things you just can't get out of your mind.
True.
It's been deja tattooed on my deja brains. Oh gosh.
That's what beer's for.
That's why we drink it.
Oh yeah. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Is that a drinking game we're doing with the thing?
It kind of is.
Yeah, we used to give the rule at the beginning, and you just kind of forget to do it.
Yeah.
So anytime you hear, there you go.
Sorry, I wasn't quick at the fly there.
Then you take a drink.
I was busy.
The whole idea of the show is to come up with things that'll make people say, yeah, exactly.
Do we have a bucket?
For what?
I don't know.
I think I just invented a new word. Deja don't. Mike and his thong and hairy ass. I'm blind now. Yeah, that's a deja don't. It's official now.
It's in writing.
Look at my joint. Life changing. That I feel like I've heard before.
That's funny.
It is. And it's scary. Super chucking balls takes talent.
I didn't put that one up there, but I was going.
No, I'm gonna just read all the most inappropriate ones I can see.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Wow, yeah, it's hard to have conversation and read. It's like phones out and goes like, oh crap, somebody needs to talk. No, I'm sorry.
I'm putting them up there, hoping you guys are
Do
seeing
it.
them.
My
No, we do see them, but we're
where's the pictures at for crying out loud?
Oh God, should I put that one up?
Well, hold on. Why not? Your tender parts aren't here.
Oh yeah.
Are your non-tender parts, Harry?
We love Mike, but
Yeah, he's a special.
things can derail really fast if we're not careful.
It's just a little gross. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, that's
There's
funny.
nothing wrong with that. Oh,
And one day we will drink some of his brew, whatever it is
he
he's
makes his
cooking up.
own brew, huh?
He does.
All kinds of
Like in
moonshine.
his
and
closet
stuff.
at his house, or is he one of these guys who's got a real sort of deal?
He lives on like 200 acres, doesn't he, or something like
Something
that?
like that.
So in a barn. Wagon.
He's from Virginia.
There you go. Wagon for sure. That's my ignorant view.
Hey, Darren just joined. Hey, Darren.
Hey, Darren.
Hey, Darren. He says, hey, guys.
Oh, yeah. So in the episode we just released this past Sunday, Wendy and Darren are in that with Keith and I.
We'll have to act like I'll go on one of those with you one day.
You'll have to act like it.
Yeah.
I think, how about you just go?
Yeah, just go.
That's a great idea.
Right.
On December 12th, you can go to Gila County Jail.
Oh, again? Sorry.
You've been there before?
I don't think Gila County.
Okay.
Maybe. Where's Gila County?
You haven't been in the jail. This has been inactive for a long time.
It's in Globe.
They have a new one, you know.
Yeah, they do, but
Yeah.
not the one we're going to.
This one was built in 1910.
It's interesting. It gives me there's an actual visceral reaction that happens when they say that, and I think about the possibility of going to an abandoned, possibly haunted jail in Globe. I'm like, oh,
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, it just doesn't sound like fun. It sounds like it's interesting. I'd love to see what you guys find.
Oh man.
What?
Oh man. That's interesting. I'd love to see what you guys find. Oh man. I don't blame you, Jack. I kind of feel the same way. Like I want to go on investigations,
But my brain, what it'll do, but without anything actually happening, if something actually happened, I don't need that sort of, catalyst to just destroy my consciousness. Like I want proof of things, but what if I actually got some? Holy shit. Like,
that's the monkey's paw right there. Yeah.
like I don't, my wife always laughs at me because I always say, when I survive these crazy things that have happened in my life, and it's, they say, oh, you got a purpose. And I'm like, well, I wish somebody would let me know what it is. Cause my wife's like, please stop asking for that. Stop asking for signs.
Yeah, seriously. No, I would totally go. And I mean, I'm not a coward or anything, but if something really intense happened, I would have to politely pack up my toys and be like, well, that was my saturation point. Everyone has their limit.
Yeah.
We have just seen mine.
I would stay as long as possible.
See,
Probably.
I'd like to believe that I could do either of those things consciously. The problem is I don't really know how I would react to something genuinely intense, like seeing that video that she made. If I was there in person, I watched this happen.
He's talking about Kelly's video.
Yeah. I mean, what you're talking about, but like,
that level or even above, the things that I've experienced in my life clearly haven't broken me mentally completely. But I always wonder, what would it take for me to have that life-changing, like I can't go on with day to day anymore.
well, what is your current, like, I guess height would be the best way to describe it. What is the most paranormal, supernatural thing that you have personally experienced?
That I'm willing to accept as genuinely paranormal. I don't really know. I can't say that I've had anything. I mean, most of it's been dream state sort of stuff, but I can't say that I've had anything that I know to be, or that I am 100% sure, short of, seeing flying objects.
I mean, let's not go with 100%, because even if you went on an investigation and witnessed something,
that's the thing.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's if you are more than 51% sure, that's pretty good. I'm not saying I'm more than 51% sure. That's clearly, this is what I'm saying it is. but it's enough where it's like I have more evidence that suggests for than against.
I've not experienced any of that.
It's always in your head.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because
even if something you would say that's
myself.
50% or more, Mike, that you come across, it's always in your head that you can debunk it somehow. I mean, even at the Doña Ana, I mean, some of the stuff we got, clearly there was nobody else in the freaking place with us and shit was happening. We still try to debunk it. We still try to go, well, it could have been that.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to kind of tell Jack, though. I mean, we've been out on these things, and yeah, some things happen that if it were a movie we were watching, it'd probably scare the shit out of us.
Right. But
but you're there and it's real, and your mind goes, well, that was cool, but it could have been, well, let's go see what caused it.
Right. So it's a mental direction that makes the difference. And again, that's the part that's kind of scary to me, because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but how long can you be out in the darkest woods and not convince yourself of something awful? You know what I mean? Like, do you know what a deafening silence is? Does that mean anything to you? Like, ever had that deafening silence where it's like it's screaming in your ears because you're trying so hard to hear the nothing that's going around?
Right.
Like, I have tinnitus, so
well, unfortunately, before you have tinnitus, it's an imagined tinnitus where it's just so quiet, it's painful. And there is that same thing with consciousness. For me anyway, in that in the darkness or whatever, if I can't see, like I can't see. My eyes are open and I can't see anything. This brain will start
putting things there.
Yeah. And hallucination and imagination are real close cousins. And that
you're your own worst enemy.
I am 100%. And that's what I'm saying. So like the ability to talk myself off a ledge, I've done good so far.
But that's, if you think about it, and Joey can probably back this up, when you go on investigations, that's what happens. You start thinking you're in the dark, there's no lights on. All of a sudden you start hearing these noises. And I think your head will actually make up noises too. You start hearing shit that's not really there. But that's kind of the whole idea, though, is that's why we have multiple pieces of equipment. So if we start getting action on multiple things, and then you start leaning towards, okay, this could be possibly paranormal. I mean, there's times where Joe will go, "Did you hear that?" And I'll be like, "No, I didn't hear shit."
My wife says that all the time.
You
hear that? What?
But that's what happens. I mean, so I don't know. I don't think it would be as bad as you think it is, because I think you would experience it and go, "Well, yeah, that was kind of cool."
I would. Yeah. So my concern is that I wouldn't.
When I talk about walking my way out, I don't mean like the slightest little thing. Like it's like something significant.
Yeah.
Has something that I'm really not prepared for.
Like something gets thrown at you or something.
Yeah, like a chair gets thrown. It's like, all right, well, if I would have been in the path of that chair, that would have done some very real world damage to my body that I don't want done. I have to excuse myself. I did not think that, I mean, I recognize that anything is possible, but I really don't want any personal violence. If that can be avoided, I will avoid it.
But let's be real about that, though. What Kelly got is extraordinary, in my opinion.
Yes,
because it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen all the time. I mean, what we got at Doña Ana, we've been on how many investigations, Joey? Probably 7 or 8 different investigations now, and that was exceptional. What happened there was exceptional. We'll go to the Hill County Jail and we'll spend the night there and get nothing substantial. And we'll go there and we'll get some things that are kind of cool that we try to debunk, and it really just depends. But the objects being thrown at you and stuff like that, that rarely happens.
Yeah, that's really rare.
Right. And that's why I'm like, so it's like, yeah, I'm totally up to go. It's just whoever I go with has to know, like, listen, I won't start screaming and be dramatic and ruin everyone's video and pretend like, oh gosh, no. It's like, okay, that was my saturation point. I'm going to go and just sit in the car with my phone. That's it. I have seen more than I can handle right now.
I mean, I'll give you a great example. And we went, when we did our New Mexico trip, we went to Texas to the it was the DeSoto, right?
Yeah, DeSoto Hotel. Mm-hmm.
And the gentleman that was there, he runs the building, kind of. He does investigations there, and he started out the night with us, and it was a really cool place. But he started with the, hey, do you see that shadow over there? You see that? And that's to Jack's point. Your mind will start playing tricks on you. You start going, wait, I really see something over there, and that could be truly terrifying, because when he talked about the demonic spirit that was there with the green eyes and stuff like that, I'm not gonna lie, my heart started to race because I'd never seen this place. I have no idea what to expect. But then you start thinking, okay, if we had just walked into the place ourselves and started investigating, would we have had that same experience? Would we have been as I don't want to use scared, but on edge as we were with him saying, "Oh, do you see that shadow over there? Or you're going to see this and see that."
I think we would have had a better investigation. Had it just been.
Well, it would have been more intriguing for us.
Right.
Yeah.
So
because we didn't need to be told what we were seeing. We needed to go in and investigate and find it ourselves. So yeah.
Darren's right about this.
Yes, the smell was
awful. Awful.
What did it smell like?
It was just
you've been on the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
When you start going finally in and the air gets really heavy and smelly and but this had it burned the scent into our noses for weeks.
Gotcha.
But anyway.
We ever get a chance to go to New Zealand, a place called Whakaruru that smells like sulfur and so intensely. It goes away after you're there for about an hour and a half because it burns your whatever senses.
Yeah, I agree with that, Wendy. And that's why, I wouldn't get myself excited over, you know what I mean? I'm not going to preamp and then get, oh God, everything is spooky. It would have to be something like Kelly's video scale where it's wow.
Yeah.
And at that, even that, if it's amazing and not really interacting, if it wants nothing to do with me, it's all right, well, you are probably not a predator. Now, if you're looking at me and watching me and I'm seeing what's going on, I know what predators look like. I'm very good at following the patterns. I don't want to be prey today. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What she says there, that you definitely work yourself up.
Yeah.
Is yeah. That's the reason I don't do hallucinogenics ever. Seriously, because that's if you unlock that, and people do that all the time. I know people that love mushrooms, DMT, and stuff like that, and it's why would you want to do that? I don't want to bring that into my reality, because your mind is an incredibly powerful tool. Click that little door open, it's oh, so now I can't tell the difference. Wonderful.
But that's the point when you have somebody who's building up the expectations, that's when your mind starts going, okay.
Yeah.
Let's paint a picture for you, people.
Right, exactly.
Well, say hi to Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole. Is Jax with you?
Jax was on earlier.
Jax was up earlier.
Yep, he was up there earlier.
Cool.
Jax. I don't. Doesn't matter.
The underworld.
He was up there earlier.
Underworld. Where'd the dog go?
Oh, that was Jack. This is Jax with the X.
Yes. Jax. Oh, I see.
Jax, yes. Yeah.
I see.
Oh, where's the time go?
I know. It goes by quick.
It goes by really quick.
So shadow people.
So to Wendy's point on that, when we first did our episode, our New Mexico episode, and we kind of teased the Doña Ana, we played Wendy's experience in the Doña Ana, and it was truly, to me, it was terrifying.
That was terrifying.
Just to watch it. The experience she had, it was almost like an attachment, and it was, it got my heart racing just watching it. So it's pretty freaky when shit like that happens.
I'll watch it.
You got to go back and watch the episode. Okay. You got a lot of homework to do, Jack.
I do. It'd be neat if I didn't have anything to do.
Right.
All right. Do they have Cliff notes or anything?
Maybe.
How come you guys aren't doing little clips, huh?
We
like to do things big.
We go big.
Yeah.
This isn't TikTok.
Right.
Yeah, we should go back through all of our episodes and see what we can make TikToks out of.
Right,
Just to tease them, right?
I don't understand.
You really should. All the teenagers in the US, all of their houses are haunted now, thanks to TikTok.
Right, exactly.
Where's the doll? Oh, there's the doll.
What doll? Oh, Julie's downstairs.
Julie's downstairs. Those are just.
Do you have this many terrifying dolls in your place?
We need a camera on them.
No, you don't. No, we're good.
No, Julie has to stay downstairs because she usually.
Well, she babysits Jahan.
Jahan, yeah. So.
What time is it?
Well, let's turn the time over to Amanda and Mike.
Yeah.
Do you have any wrap up kind of words you'd like to share with us?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't like to talk at great length, but I did write something down. No, I'm cool. Had a great time. Another great episode. It was awesome.
Oh,
everybody should watch Scotty's episode and then watch this one. It'll be like the deja vu of Scotty's episode.
Wow.
That's it.
I remember when we talked about that.
Yeah.
And Mike, kind of tease what you and Amanda are working on next.
Yeah, let's talk about your Cretan series.
So this month we are doing the 13 Days of Creepmas. There's a website, creepmas.com, and they have 13 scary Christmas horror legends. Really, they're winter solstice legends, but they got grafted in. So the guy like tells people like to do like art and then tag them or whatever. So we're making little videos, little snippets, fun 101s on these fun, scary Christmas legends. We're doing one a day for December 1st to the 13th. And we're also doing Doll in the Hall this month, which is a horror reinventing of the Elf on the Shelf.
Nice.
So every day
she does something.
Yeah.
Horror.
You kill it at the end.
Like
the elf dies day one. That was today.
He's already dead.
He tried
He's
to show
already
up,
dead.
but that was immediately
She got him.
ended.
You need to eat cake, dude. It's all about the cake.
Oh yeah, that was also today. Today's day one, Frau Perch, where we learned that the best way to stay safe is to eat cake, and then you won't have your insides ripped out.
Nice.
It's a good deal. We're doing Yola Katurin, which is a giant, vicious, black Christmas cat that eats children.
Thank you for pronouncing.
Lazy.
Exactly.
Fucking hey.
Say the name one more time though.
It's Yola Katurin. It's Icelandic.
It's spelled with a J, but we had to look it up. It's pronounced Yola Katurin.
Yola Katurin.
Freaking Nordic people, I tell you what.
Seriously, there's within the 13 days of Creepmas, there's one legend that was so terrible it got outlawed in, I think it was Iceland. They actually said you cannot use this anymore to correct your children. It's like, this is awesome. I have never once heard of some Christmas stuff going illegal.
Wow,
that's funny.
Black. That's terrible.
Yeah, you really owe it to yourselves to follow his Creepmas.
This is whole channel. His whole channel.
He's a lot of fun. Plus, we're on it.
A couple
times.
And we're actually, I might as well tease us now. We're actually working on a little collaboration for Christmas ourselves. So
yes, we are.
Yeah, that's true.
Dancing and Jingle Bells?
Kind of. I don't want to give it away. No. Definitely will not be family friendly.
There's so many things
Mike.
that could mean.
I'm good. I'm all right. Oh man. I tried to, because I'd let people know, like, I'm doing a lot of things and there's a collab. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not talking about it though, but you're going to want to see this. This is one that you don't want to miss at any.
Especially that little sneak peek we got today.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
It's going to be special.
Yeah.
Well, you've completely intrigued me into being not interested.
Oh, you'll be interested.
You got to give me some kind of details. Like, it's going to be the best thing ever. It's going to be amazing. It's totally cool. What is it?
We'll tell you off camera.
We
don't want to spoil it.
You can know all the secrets later.
You can know nothing without spoiling it?
No.
It's a collab.
It should be coming out really soon, right? I mean, maybe
what I
a
got
week or something.
And then next week or so.
It's an adult collaboration.
That's a lot of pressure.
That's super.
It is a lot of pressure.
Tomorrow, we were doing this.
Mike, what did you say? I got to put it.
No, don't tell me now.
We got to talk about it because I got to put this thing in a video too. So, are you doing the video part or am I doing the video part? Are you going to send me what you have?
But I think what it is, everybody's sending you their videos.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then it's up to us to put it together.
So thanks for putting the pressure on me, Mike. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No problem.
It needs to run through the whole month of December. I mean,
it does.
Yeah.
It does. So we got to get going.
Is it an advent calendar?
Kind of.
Sweet.
Kind of. Ooh, Jack's maybe
Video
on the
ad
Jack
for
maybe on the-
creepiness.
Well, just letting you know that it involves some adult content.
That's all I think is porn. I just, I just
Maybe this would be a
yeah.
soft porn then. Huh?
well, see, now I'm intrigued.
See, there you go. See, now Jack's back
I'm
on board.
interested. I'm back on board. Let's do it.
It's gonna be exciting. But no, hats off to you guys, man. I mean, I love your videos. I love what you do. It's I know just from editing our videos how time consuming it is. I cannot imagine what you go through.
Thank
trying
you.
to put this together.
And I need to reiterate that too, because for me, I so look forward to you releasing videos.
Yeah.
I mean, the second I get the alert that you've released one, I'm on it because I just love what you do.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Your channel is Super Horror Show?
Mm-hmm.
We'll show you a video after we're done here.
Definitely.
It's freaking awesome. So yeah, everybody go subscribe. If you haven't already, please do. It's awesome. You will not be disappointed.
And if you have subscribed and you haven't been there in a while, you want to check out the community tab for Doll in the Hall every day. It's going to be the easiest place to find it because stuff gets buried on Twitter. And for December 1st to the 13th, we're doing the 13 Days of Creepmas, along with there's 3 other stories coming out this month. One written by Amanda, one written by me, and one written by our writer, Dan Greenwood. So, it's really our best work that's coming out right now. It's a lot, and we're not exactly sure when things are going to get uploaded. They all should be uploaded before Christmas. Oh, and also, Craig Layton, actually
You're
starring
talking the Silver Bolo Award winning Craig Layton?
Actually, that's right. That's how awesome Super Horror Show is. We got Craig Layton, the Silver Bolo Award winner. He's going to be in one of our videos this month, one of our Creepmas videos. So that's going to be really special. Looking forward to that one.
Speaking of Craig, did you watch the video he put out on Twitter?
Which one?
The one about the email he got?
That was awesome.
That was crazy. Like that.
Yeah.
That was sincere.
Oh, what happened?
You have to watch it. It's about let's just say his content saved somebody's life.
What the?
Yeah, it's serious. I mean,
What's
I even had a comment. Jack's like, "What's the Silver Bowl award?"
Because I can't do anything with what you just said.
No, it's pretty incredible. It really is. And
I think the last thing I saw, he was wearing like a Santa outfit, and I was like, "Oh, that's neat."
Oh, this was Craig as himself.
It's Craig.
Oh, okay.
Talking about a message that he got, and it's really good. It's really good.
I was thinking about bringing him on next week and talking about that because I just think that was really incredible. It really was.
And Bigfoot's got to go to his nest, so
he's supposed to stay awake the whole time.
Well,
he lied.
Oh, but Mike, good night.
Good night, Mike.
I mean, we're really happy you were able to hang with us as long as you did tonight. That's awesome. And hopefully, we'll see him on Super Horror Show sometime.
That's not a bad idea. She's roughly written. They're not finalized, but there are 2 Bigfoot stories that are animation worthy that she's put out the framework for. And a lot of what we try to get somebody that either really wants to play that part or fits the part really well. You just get a better result every time. If someone picks something up because they're like, oh, well, the channel, it's a good thing for exposure, this or that. You get work that is, you can feel the resistance, and that's really bad with animation because you don't have as wide array of facial expressions. Like we have facial expression, we can do things, but it's not the same as a real actor where maybe if they dialed their, maybe what gets masked with their voice maybe gets made up for with some hand movement, with a little bit of sass here and there. We don't have direct access to that sort of thing. We're limited. Right. So that would be a good part for him. Something involving Bigfoot. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
You got to put that on your whiteboard.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know. The problem with that is if my son comes in here and sees naked Bigfoot written on the board, he's going to want to know what's up. I mean, he's seen some weird things up there, but naked Bigfoot, that would be a first.
He call himself Naked Bigfoot. He's a friend of ours.
Yeah. That doesn't help it at all. No. That's our friend.
We're going to make videos with that guy. It's nothing.
Oh, that's funny. That's awesome. That is funny. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on tonight. Seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this was a great episode, and it's always a pleasure having you guys on.
Thanks for having
Thank
us
you.
on.
Yeah.
And it'll happen more and more. Trust me.
I'm sure.
So, yeah, we're excited. Happy to do collaborations with you too.
Mm-hmm.
I almost reached out to you guys, but I didn't know what kind of accent Lindsay had. And I still don't know, actually. I probably should have sent you a hey, listen, does she because you're from here and I don't know where she's from. She could be from there. And
I was a theater major, so when you need voices, you let me know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This guy does a million
He
voices.
does.
nice.
He's a great voice actor.
Obnoxious even.
I'm sure
Yeah.
Lindsay could do whatever you want her to do too. So
Why
Right
got
on.
Cool.
spotlight there, Keith?
I'm
man.
on.
I was
Well,
something
can you do a female
me.
voice?
Yeah, I
Can
can
you?
do a female
Can you?
voice.
That's
Are you kidding?
awesome.
You never
Okay.
heard me sing Picture?
I've never seen it. I've
Celine
never heard you sing
Dion?
that.
None of it? You never been a
No,
fan of that?
no. No.
Oh, yeah.
No, we never did that in the band.
Yeah, well, not in the band we were in, but
Right, exactly.
those were the days.
Well,
I-
cool
I-
guys.
Wow.
Wow, whole lot of wow.
It's like deja vu. We've
Well,
been
deja
to the
vu.
ending before.
Right, exactly.
That's a great way to bring it around, Joey.
Look,
goes
look
by
like
so
I left
Hey.
just another sip just for
For
the
the toast.
toast.
That's awesome.
So
You have toast?
Toast.
I like yeah. I like a little butter and jelly.
Oh, my
So I
God.
shouldn't do this.
No, not yet.
I'm just kidding. All right, guys. So we'll let you go, and thank you for coming on. And we'll talk offline about how we're going to get this our collaboration done the next few days.
Brilliant.
It should
Your
be
adult
epic.
content
It'll
collaboration.
be very cool.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Well, you have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
You guys too. See ya.
Guys, thanks.
All right,
Take
thanks.
care. Thanks. Oh wow.
They're awesome. I love them.
Yeah.
I feel like they're still watching us.
They are.
It's so creepy.
They're in the green
They're in
room.
the green room now.
Oh, that's cool. They
Yeah.
have a green room.
Wow. Yeah.
Looks
See, we're
great.
high class. We're
Yeah,
top-notch.
we'll show you a couple of his videos before you leave. They're incredible with the work he does, man. It's just amazing.
I love
Him-
animation
him and
stuff.
Amanda do a great job. They really do.
Wow. So I guess we better run our
Marathon?
our shout outs. But before we do, you still got some brewski in there?
I don't, but I could
Okay.
still toast it.
Well, we'll
Nice and
still do
all
it.
right.
So this has been the truth about beer and
There it is.
Wow. That was-
Deja Vu.
Deja Vu. And that's number 26.
26.
Wow. So thanks for joining us tonight.
Until next time.
Until next time.
cool.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. I'm not in the screen. Sorry.
All right. There it is.
Cheers.
You are wondering where to find the Truth About Beer and merchandise? You've come to the right place. BS Designs has all the merch you've been looking for, from t-shirts and koozies to the very collectible The Truth About Beer and themed gnomes. Visit BS Designs today.
If you're looking to fill up your man cave, she shed, or just looking to decorate or redecorate your house, please visit our good friends at Boomer's Department Stores. And while you're there, be sure to check out their blog page.
Whether you're an aspiring paranormal enthusiast or a seasoned professional, or perhaps you're just looking to add to your equipment inventory, look no further than Ghost Hunters Outlet. They have all your equipment needs. For a limited time, mention the word beer in the promotional code for additional savings. And be sure to watch The Truth About Beer and on YouTube.
Welcome to the truth about beer.